Hey, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, traders from all over the world. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you listening to our video. Thank you. Hey, today is Monday, October 19th, 2020. A little change up today. If you, for today's trade ideas, for today's trades to consider, trades that we are going to consider, they were actually posted on the weekend charts to ponder, dated 10/17/20. I put that video out Saturday. Now, you may have already watched that video, but those are the charts that's going to be the trade ideas for today. What I'm going to do this morning is talk a little bit about the market, and also I want to talk about tomorrow night, Tuesday, that'd be the 20th, October 20th, at 8 p.m. I'll be hosting our Hit Run Candlestick members webinar, and all Right Way option members are also welcome. All trial members of either service is welcome. I'll be talking about the T-line and how the T-line is still my favorite moving average, and we'll be talking about trades with the T-line, the trend. I'll also be talking about the 17 and the 34. Different ways I use it, and I really hope everybody can join me. Okay, so let's talk about the market real quick. So Friday, this is a daily chart, by the way, and notice that the T-line 17, this is the 17 here, 34, they're all stacked up. So I've got a bullish trend working, and the market is just sort of, well, a little choppy. Now, Friday, we closed with a wick up here, but we did hold that 347 area. But really didn't take off or do anything. Let's take a look at the 3-bar chart. The 3-bar chart, we actually ended up with a bearish engulf, the third bar or the last bar of Friday, and really, I mean, we saw no real big follow through. And this morning, you can see that we're opening up in the middle here. I posed a question on my social media platforms this weekend. Are we going to close above 350 or are we going to close below 347? And, you know, there's going to be half the people right. There's going to be half the people incorrect. So we can post a number out there all we want. What we're looking for, though, today is, rather than guessing which way, what we want to do is wait and see, are we going to get that breakout? And that's where a trade might start, is on that breakout for bullishness or a breakdown for bearishness here. So that's kind of what I'll be looking for. Now, I do tend to trade with a daily chart. So if I see bullishness above the T-line, I will be bullish on that. If I see bearishness and we're headed below the T-line, I will be short-term bearishness. And I say short-term just because the market is still quite bullish. We're still trending up. However, we are in an awful lot of chop right now. With the elections getting closer and closer, the whole stimulus bill is getting pretty heated. It could come out anytime, or be announced anytime that they've reached a resolution with it, or it could be postponed till after the election. You've got COVID that's giving trouble, and listening to the weekend news, it kind of sounds like really there's a lot of concern with winter coming on. And all this is it's really about to come to a head, I think. And that's what's creating some of this concern, this chop. We like volatility. We like volatility to a point. You get too much volatility, and then it's really, really hard to trade. But right now, I think the chart is still fairly good as far as volatility goes. I do think it's a little bit choppy, and I think it's going to require a little caution and watch for those rules. Have a set of rules like this. T-line above the 17, 17 above the 34, or something like that. Anyway, that's what I intend to do. And that's what I intend to talk about Tuesday night at our members e-learning. Let's take a look at the diamonds here. You can see the diamonds closed up over the T-line, and we have our nice little trend here. We did close with a little shooting star. What I want to do is go to that 3-bar chart and look at the 3-bar chart. We're still holding on. Now, at the end of the day, or that last bar of the day, sure didn't give us any great feeling. But the reality is it really never broke down. We did close below the T-line, but we held above that 17. You can see we're opening up inside Friday's 3rd bar. We get a little pop to the upside. That starts to break out, and that looks like it will continue this current trend. And here's what we have. So just using the 3-bar chart, here we rally up. Here we have a little pullback. If we start to break out, then that's going to show the bulls there. If we start to break down, whether it's early this morning or sometimes today, if we get below Friday's close, that would indicate that the sellers are losing control and headed back down. Now, whether or not they break through that 34 moving average, we'll have to watch that. We don't want to be predicting just because we have a feeling. So we'll watch the charts. We'll be very strict with those and watch the charts. IWM, you can see IWM and all the indices kind of closed the same way Friday on this last bar being a down bar, not exactly bullish. But you can see how this morning we're opening back up to the top end of that bar. And on the daily chart, on IWM, you can see a terrific bullish piercing candle here down below the previous bar and then closed above halfway, giving us a bullish piercing candle. And then Friday, the candle's just a little Hiromi up here. A bit on the negative side. We definitely closed below the open, but we also closed in the upper side of Thursday's candle here. We start to break out, and you can see how those bulls will start to take off. Let's take a look at VXX real quick here. Now, VXX, it appears we're trying to put in a little bit of bottom, but with VXX, good grief, they've been trying that for so long and can't get anywhere. And notice the trend. Price below the T-line, T-line below the 17 or the trendicator, and the trendicator below the 34 EMA. So there's just not a trade right there on the daily chart. You can go intraday until you find that trade, until you find that trend. We always want to be with the trend. That's something else I'll be talking about on Tuesday night. Again, that's members e-learning on Tuesday night. All members are considered, obviously if you're a member. But if you're a trial member, you're also a member, so you're certainly invited. And this will be for all Hit Run Candlestick members, trial members, all Right Way Options members, and trial members. So this is what I'll be looking at and looking for that trend. We've got a low, high, higher, low. Price action looks good, and the price action does look like it's trying to create a bottom. The problem is the VXX has done this so many times just to fail. Well, let's move this down just a little bit. Here's your hourly chart. You can see that where price is over the trendicator, over the T-line, but not over the 34 yet. So we really don't have a strong trend there. Let's drop down to a 15-minute, and even a 15-minute, as good as that looks price-wise, it's nothing. It does not have a trend going on. The price, or the T-line, we did cross back over the trendicator toward the end of the day on the 15-minute, but not over the 34, and the trendicator's not over the 34. This right here is actually what we're looking for, and then follow through, but it never had that follow through. So many times we've just had these false starts in VXX, so we have to be a little careful. Now I am holding a little bit of VXX, held a little over the weekend just in case the market took a nosedive this morning. And I'll hold it as long as, I see the chart holding up. But I will be very quick to get out of it if I need to. FNGU. This is a very important chart, I believe, extremely important to watch. All the FANG stocks, the big tech, we're hanging out in here. And a little questionable, got to admit, a little questionable here on the daily chart. We have this 3 bars up here high, we've gapped down, and we've yet to regain our price action in here. Although the trend is still holding up very well. Welcome to chop. This is what I mean by chop. And this type of chart will just chew you up if you're not careful. Even if you're not trading this chart, it will chew you up. And the reason is this controls the market so much. So if we see this pop up a little bit, the market's going to get excited and move up. If we see this move down a little bit, the market's going to get excited and move down. In the meantime, you're just kind of fighting what's going on here. And that's because of the market chop. The market chop is because of all these unknowns that the market is getting close to. The election, it obviously has been in COVID for a while. And then the stimulus. I don't think there's a question that the stimulus is going to get passed. I think the question is when, and all the politics being played to get there. And the market is just kind of waiting for some good news. But there could be some bad news, and before the good news gets here, the market could start to drop down. And these big tech stocks, these have led the market. So I truly think it's important we keep an eye on them. So with that said, let's move to a 3-bar chart on this. And you can see how the 3-bar chart is starting to get a little questionable. The trend, it's still marginally up. I think it's in a zone that a tremendous amount of caution should be had here. Price is below the T-line. The T-line is so close to breaking down through the Trendicator or the 17 EMA. We are yet above the 34, and you can just see how the choppiness in this chart. So we really, really want to be careful. You can see that we're opening up around 215.60 here, and you can see that clearly by this resistance level, we need to get past this we'll just call it 220 up here, before we can even think about testing this 228, 229 area on the top side. And any kind of weakness, we start getting in the danger of price going below that 34. Below the 34, that will drop the T-line below the Trendicator here. So lots of caution out there, lots of caution. This weekend, I did go closer to cash, currently only in 3 positions, HUN. I held HUN here. It's still trending, still looking fairly good. Let's go back to the daily. There you go. Still trending, looking fairly good, a good price action chart pattern. And I did hold my space. Space is one of the trade ideas today, by the way. Again, you can find the trade ideas on the weekend charts to ponder that was posted on Saturday. Still holding that. I'm still looking for that gold a little bit higher. Doesn't mean that I'm going to hold out for this top price, but it does. I do look at this as the possibility that we can get to it, and I'll be taking money along the way. All right, folks, thank you very much for watching this video. Again, take a look at Saturday's charts to ponder, dated 8/17/20, and that will give you the trade ideas for today. Hope to see everybody in the trading rooms today. Excuse me. And remember, Tuesday night, member e-learning in our members e-learning room. See everybody later. Have a great day trading.